What's going on, BlitzTalk TV? I am your host, DJ Fundraiser.
And I'm your co-host Relic.
I know y'all ain't heard that in a long time, man. Got my co-host back, man.
Man, chill on me, bro. Chill.
Nah, it's good to have you back, bro. It's good to have you back. I know you was going.
Man, great to be back, man. Went through a move and yeah, no more train sounds in the background. So
Hey, listen,
props to that.
BlitzTalk TV. If you know anything about that, we glad to have you back. But man, we gonna get right into it. BlitzTalk. Y'all ain't heard from us for about a week or two. So we gonna get right into this NFL draft recap. We ain't gonna waste no time with it. Follow us on all those social medias. You already know: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, man. Let's get into the first overall pick. Relic, are you ready?
Bro, born ready. Let's get it.
I think we all knew how this was about to go. Mendoza goes to the Raiders, first
Of
overall
course.
pick. Won everything pretty much last year. National championship, Heisman Trophy, won it all. I'm gonna give the pick an A because they didn't overthink. If Mendoza hits, then the Raiders are gonna be really good in the next 2 or 3 years. We gave them a high grade in their free agency, and I think even though the Max Crosby thing fell through, it might be a blessing in disguise because they did spend some money on N'Kobe Dean and some other pass rushers. Adding Max Crosby to that just makes it better. Now it does make it more expensive, but you now have a quarterback on a rookie contract, so you don't have to worry about paying him at least for 3 years at the very least. So I think they do need to kind of fill out offensively with wide receiver and other positions, but he's got Brock Bowers, so you start with that. You start with Brock Bowers. You got Genty. Raiders doing some things, and I'm saying that as a Broncos fan. Raiders are doing some things, so I give the grade an A. Relic, what are you giving it?
I like the effort. Of course the pick is A. It's slam dunk. There wasn't a better pick than this for them, especially if you're looking toward the future. But in terms of everything with free agency, I don't know. Still a little iffy. I see what they're trying to do. It's just the execution. But but yeah, I give this pick a slam dunk.
Yeah, I think if the Crosby trade goes through, we're probably looking at it differently, probably. But yeah, I can understand why you had
And
trepidation.
then you get Ski Mask Cousins to bring him in. Granted, I feel like that's a really good veteran quarterback
Yeah, I don't.
to have
Yeah,
your
I
new
don't
guy
mind that. I don't mind that only
be
because I'm
behind.
I'm I'm opposed to Mendoza starting week one. I'm opposed to that. He needs to sit at least 3 or 4 games, watch the NFL speed, sit through some NFL film rooms for 3 or 4 weeks. I don't think you should just throw him right out there to the fire. I don't think you should do that. Not with that roster. No, absolutely not. So I'm not opposed. Kirk Cousins is a little bit on the expensive side, but I ain't mad at that.
And they already short on money because of the Crosby thing, but neither here nor there. And I hope the relations with that have improved because, I mean, it's Max went through some stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you,
Yeah, I mean
but
he deserves
I
the
mean we
opportunity to
spoke on
win.
that though.
Yeah, he deserves the opportunity to win. So I don't know, but I give the grade to start. The draft. I give it an A. So at least they did the right thing. Next up, we got the New York Jets going with pass rusher extraordinaire David Bailey.
Fire.
This guy, if you saw the tape, dog, 6'3", 250, unanimous All American, Big 12 lineman of the year. Dog. Had 14 and a half sacks. A dog. I see a future Pro Bowl player here. If the ceiling to me is Pro Bowl level player with this guy.
And
That's
I
what
know you like the pro comp that he had. I don't know if you've seen that though, but they're
see.
saying that his build is similar to Nick Bonito.
It is. I saw that. It's hard to compare guys with pro comps because it's like you don't know if they have intangibles of that same guy. But I understand. Try you have to compare them to something. Oh, his game kind of looks like that, but that pro comp stuff gets a little tricky sometimes. But I do see Nick Bonito like skill in his play for sure. Um, I'll say this for the Jets, I give this an A, and I don't like giving the Jets an A because I've hated everything else they've pretty much done. But
I mean, it was decent. It was a really really in terms of everything, they need everything. So
I'm just glad they
going
didn't reach
after,
for somebody. I'm just glad they didn't reach for somebody. That's
I
the
mean,
reason.
once again, honestly, these first 4 or 5 picks, they're slam dunks. You just get best available for the most part, especially because most of the time the top 5 picks they need pretty much everything. But man, I like what they did this offseason on kind of like the back end. I know we gave their grades and it wasn't looking good for the Jets, but getting Joseph Asai and now you got David Bailey, your edge after losing. I mean, well, your D line after losing Quentin Williams to the Cowboys. It has a bright future. So at least they're trying. Another team that they're I feel like they're really starting to kind of get it, but it's just the execution and everything. And also Aaron Glenn, with the defensive mind that he has, yeah, he gets one of his guys. I think that this is a really good pick. So my grade for them, another A.
Not mad at it. I think David Bailey's a future Pro Bowl pass rusher in this league, so I'm not mad at that. I give it an A. Oh man, the Arizona Cardinals got Jeremiah Love. A for the talent of the person. I hate the pick. It gets a D. Here's why I hate it. They have so many different needs. This is like when the Falcons were getting Kyle Pitts and Drake London and Bijan. Love the picks, but they're in the same position now, the Falcons are, as when they drafted all those guys. Why? Because they didn't need those positions at the time that they drafted them. They didn't need to take no tight end in the top. Where did Pitts go?
Man, you
5
ain't
and
gonna
20.
have me sound like a hater on here, but you already know what I
But that's
say.
what I'm saying is
Every
that
year.
this to me is that type of pick where you're picking a position you don't need and neglecting other ones you do. That defense is atrocious right now. And Buda Baker is probably going to be on his way out. This should have been a pick for Reese or Delane or the LSU, the Sonny Stott. Like, they need that. This should have been an offensive lineman. Or this should have been trading back in the draft and getting more draft picks. The Cardinals are so far away from winning. Jeremiah Love's going to be wasted on this roster. He's going
So
to be wasted on this roster. So the pick gets a D because we're not going to see the best of Jeremiah Love with the Arizona Cardinals. It's going
so
to be somewhere else.
I have a different perspective on this. So I agree. So I have a different perspective, but I also agree with everything you said. Now, you have to think about this from a owner and GM standpoint. They know that they are not going to win for probably the next 3 years.
Bro, that division, that division,
No,
it might be 5
I
years.
get it. I get it. But you also have to realize in a city that, I mean, they love the Cardinals. Granted, they're not a top team right now, but you have to keep asses in those seats, for lack of better words. Like, Jeremiah Love is gonna fill that stadium, like, bona fide playmaker, probably the most gifted running back we've seen since Bijan. I like the pick in terms of that purpose, just filling arenas, filling up stadiums, and then also, man, it's just great to build off of. You have a solid running back that's, I mean, and I'm super high on Jeremiah Love. In a way, I really wish that there was a way that my Saints could have got him too, but I don't know, man. Like, I see that, you can go Reese here, you can go Delane, you can go, shoot, you can even go Tate. Like, they need everything. So
yeah, I guess that's my biggest problem because I understand what you're saying for sure. And Jeremiah Love is one of those talents where it's like you don't really want to pass on him, but it's
right.
also just like I don't think you're gonna get the best version of him with the Cardinals because it's just like the Genty situation last year. Like, I'll say the Rays are a little different than the Cardinals though because the Cardinals, like, got rid of the quarterback, done pretty much got rid of almost every talent, major one that they had, and they have a lot of holes even with the talent they got. Besides Trey McBride, I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. has been up and down. I like Wilson. Wilson came on last year. But defensively, a lot of holes. Like a lot of holes. And Buda Baker's not gonna be there much longer.
It's holes everywhere. And
Yeah,
when it
like
comes to
I don't
teams,
know, I don't know if Jeremiah Love's gonna actually help them but so much in the first 3 years. And I'm also thinking about that division is loaded. It's loaded. It's not gonna be a winning.
it's loaded on defense too.
Yeah, like they might not be competitive for 5 years. Like it's a possibility of that. So I give an A to it being Jeremiah Love because I think he might be the most talented player overall in the draft.
And you have to think about it. That's a best available type of pick
It
for a
is, but
team
it's
that
also
needs
like,
everything.
if you're gonna pick in the top three, you have to think about fit. Like Vegas had to get a quarterback. Didn't matter. If there was a good quarterback there, they had to take a chance because they're starting to compile the talent around them already. New York, terrible in sacks last year. You have to be able to rush the quarterback in the NFL. So you go get David Bailey. No brainer. Like you said, I would have minded Cardell Tate here. I would have minded Reese here, Delane here, Sonny Styles here, Jordan Tyson here. Like, they need offensive linemen. Why not go get the tackle from Utah? Like, there's a lot of other things they could have did. I did not love them getting Jeremiah Love because they're going to waste him. Running backs have a short shelf life, and you're going to waste his first 3 or 4 years. So that's my only problem with it. But the grade of him gets an A. So
No, it's a major risk overall. Now, the thing is, in terms of, like I said, top 5 teams usually need everything. They have to build a whole O line, and that usually takes
and still need a quarterback.
4 years.